Hello everyone, I am Saranjit Singh from Akal Academy, Dayalpur Mirza. Today we will discuss some important things of chapter Light of class 6th. So let's start. So there is a one question for you. Think and try to give the answer. So the question is how light travels. Now, to understand this, there is a burning candle. So this burning candle is act like a source of light. So there is a bent tube. Now try to look this source of light through the bent tube. And in the next case, take a straight tube or a straight pipe. And again try to look this burning candle through the straight pipe. Then what do you observe? So you will observe that you will see this source of light through the straight tube only, not through this. Why? Because light travels in straight line only, and light cannot bend through this pipe. So this is a proof that light always travel in straight line. Now there is a one more activity to prove that light always travel in straight line. Now take a three cardboards A, B and C and make a hole at the center of these three cardboards. Again burn a candle. So this burning candle is act like a source of light. Now place all these three cardboards in a straight line and place a burning candle at here. Now try to look this source of light from here. So you will observe that you will see this source of light from here because light travels in straight line. Now in the next case, just displace this C cardboard from its original position. So you will not be able to see this source of light. Why? Because the light travels in straight line and light cannot move or light cannot bend like this and reaches to this. So light cannot bend. So that is why you will not be able to see this source of light from here. So this is again proof that that light always travel in straight line. Now the one more question for you. The question is what are transparent, translucent and opaque objects? So to understand this, there is a three types of objects. This is object number 1, this is object number 2, this is object number 3. Okay, so there is a torch. So this torch is act like a source of light. So this is a luminous object. Now so when you switch on this torch, so this torch will emit the rays of light like this. Now so just place this first object in the front of torch. So you will observe that all the rays of light will pass through this object. So those objects which will pass all the rays of light through it, so those objects are called transparent objects. Now in the next case, so there is another type of object. So when you switch on the torch, so some light will pass but some is not. Either it is reflected or either it is absorbed by the object. So those objects which will pass some light and some is reflected or either absorbed by it. So those objects are called translucent objects. Now there is a third type of objects. Again, switch on the torch and place the third type of object in the front of torch. So these objects will not pass these rays of light. Okay, so there is a no light will pass. So those objects which will not pass any light through it. So those objects are called opaque objects. Now, what are examples? So in case of a transparent, so transparent objects are those objects which will pass all the light through it. Example, glass. Next is translucent. So those objects which will pass some light but some is not. So those objects are called translucent objects. Example, butter paper, oil paper. And the last one is opaque. So opaque objects are those objects which will not pass any light through it. So they are called opaque objects. Example, book, wooden chair, okay, etc. So these are the transparent, translucent and opaque objects. Now there is a one more example related to transparent, translucent and opaque object. Okay, so there is a giraffe. So this is a transparent object. Now, so when you try to look this giraffe from this transparent object, so you will see a clear image. That means this transparent object allow all the lights will pass through it. Now, in the case of a translucent objects, so there is a some light will pass and some is not. That is why the image is blur. So there is a blur image is formed. But in the case of a transparent, so there is a clear image is formed. But in case of opaque objects, so there is a no light will pass. Okay, so these are called opaque objects. Now, so transparent objects are those which will allow all the light to pass through it, but translucent objects are those which allow some light to pass and some is not. In case of opaque objects, so there is a no light will pass and you will not be able to see the image, and you will not be able to see the object or either image through the opaque objects. So thank you very much.